evening. Good evening to all my English-speaking friends. Hello, how are you? I'll be waiting here for someone to join me to speak about the essence mirrors. We started last Tuesday, and since it's an initiatory journey, we had the chance only to introduce them and to speak about the first mirror. And tonight we will carry on with the second and third mirror. So as soon as someone will show up, we can start speaking about two new mirrors. As I said last time, the 7 essence mirrors are something very, very peculiar, very specific. It's hard to understand how deep their meaning is and what do they stand for. How, Anna Maria? Good evening. I'm fine, thanks. Hope you're fine too. And since they're very subtle and very, very hard to be thoroughly understood, we really have to point at some specific issues to focus onto them in order to be very, very clear and to make it useful. The 7 essence mirrors are a map for us to guide us to enlighten the way we lead our life. And that happens reflecting ourselves throughout the relationship we establish in our life. Good evening, everybody. I see that some of you start to join me. Very happy you're here with me tonight, so we can go further into this very specific and peculiar subject. Hi, Luisa. Thanks, Anna Maria, very kind of you. And so, what do the 7 essence mirrors tell us? They say that everything we live around ourselves is a reflection of ourselves. So, anytime we have to understand something, there is a part of us reflecting onto the outside, and mainly through the relationships we are establishing and the people we are getting acquaintance or that we are visiting in that period of time. So we live in a sort of dual, split reality. And why during some period of our life we have to experiment one of those mirrors. I say one of them because they do not come all together. It would be too much for us to be undertaken. So we have the chance to see one mirror at a time. Why are they 7? They are 7 because the essence categorized extremely, in a very extremely sharp and precise and accurate way, the 7 types of relationships that all of us can establish in their lives. We have the chance to see ourselves reflecting one of those mirrors when we separate it too much from ourselves. As I said last time, the focus of the meaning the goal of our existence, and also of our existence throughout many lives, because we reincarnate several times, is to become the one and the whole, the one and only, the one and the whole. What does that mean? That means that we're all related. Anything that happens to me happens to anybody else, and vice versa. We're all connected. We're all connected. The one and the whole. So when we separate too much from the God inside ourselves, from the wholeness within ourselves, then one of those mirrors reflects, shines for us. Okay, I hope I made myself clear enough. Okay, I would like to interact with you. So if you can tell me if so far it was clear, and then we move on towards the second mirror. Okay, you're not saying anything. Hope it was clear then. No answer means good answer. So if this introduction was clear enough, I spoke a lot on the general meanings of the mirrors last time, so I don't want to repeat the whole thing here, because of course this live streaming we had last Tuesday has been recorded as all the live streamings on Bridges of Light, so you can, if you're curious, you can go back to that and listen to the whole story of how the mirrors have been found, how they establish their meaning, and you can collect all those informations back. Okay, thanks, Anna Maria. Thank you very much. Okay, then I'll move on to the second mirror. This is the mirror that speaks about how and why we judge, why we become judgmental, and how that happens. And I'll give you a specific view of this mirror as I did last time, because as I said last time, there are many books that speak about the mirrors, the 7 Eastern mirrors, but I think they didn't go deep enough into the explanation of the mirrors, so their potential, I think, has not been exploited enough so far. This mirror says that when we possess, we own things, it is hard for the human beings to reason, react to life according to fairness, to be fair in the way to judge reality. I'll explain myself better. We are all very judgmental. We are very judgmental, all of us. We live in a culture that educates us to be very critics, very judging person. And the more we judge, the more actually we give power to the ones we judge. Because this mirror, now listen to this, this is the unexpected, unexploited part of the mirror, the uninquired part of the mirror, is that this mirror is connected to betrayal. Betrayal. You understood clearly. Betrayal. Because we have expectations. We have expectations about how the others should behave. And if they don't behave as we expect, we feel we've been betrayed by them. And then we start criticizing. And that sort of critic is connected to the fact that we give to the others the power of the happiness of our life. They are the people we're entitled to make us happy or unhappy in our life. Hi, Mariella, nice to see you here too. Why? Because we are not focusing on the purpose of our soul. If we are aligned with our soul, we don't care about the others. As I said last time, our soul is the most egoic, selfish part of ourselves, because our soul thinks only to its happiness, to reach what will make us happy, to lead us towards what will make our happiness. So, if we are not focused onto that, that means we are separating ourselves from our souls. And we are pointing our fingers towards all the elements in reality that we think do not help us reaching our happiness. So we give the responsibility of our happiness to the others. And that, of course, will be the source of betrayal, because people, as well as us, we are not here to fulfill the other's expectations. So, if we have expectation, we will be betrayed. And we will be betraying the other's expectations. Is this clear enough so far? Because there's more. But it's so subtle, it's so intriguing, and also it is captivating somehow. You know, this sort of readings of translations that we give to the 7 mirrors, isn't it? And I would like you to follow what I'm saying. So that's why somehow sometimes I stop and ask you if it is clear enough so I can carry on, knowing that there are no doubts or not things they actually couldn't understand. They cannot, they can interfere with us are going further into this mirror. Well, there's another thing. This mirror relates also to the fact that we want to control the others. When we have expectation, somehow we say that the others should behave in a certain way. We don't let them free to behave the way they want. This does not mean that bad, nasty, vindicative, or bad actions should be approved. No, that is absolutely out of the subject right now. It's out of matter. But that we have expectations and we want to see the others to behave in a certain way. And as I said before, if that doesn't happen, we feel betrayed and we give up to our power, the power of being happy in our life. Other people become so important in our life because of their doing or not doing something, that our happiness depends on them, depends on their actions. That's why we criticize them if those things do not happen. So this mirror is also related to controlling the others. As I said before, if we don't focus, okay, I have a question. So before going further, so this means When someone hasn't focused on yourself, this is the reason, because judge everything and everyone. This is right. Yes, just on yourself, on your soul, on your goal. I'll make an example. Those people that are so passionate about something, they are so focused, maybe on reaching a goal that might seem unreachable for the others. And they are also, maybe there are people around that person that try to stop that person from doing that, because they think it's useless, it's a waste of time, it's a waste of energy, and that he will be or she will be disappointed not reaching what she or he wants to. But those people just keep carrying on because they don't hear what's going on, all the criticism around them. They don't hear them. And there is such a strength within themselves that leads them in a sort of flowing way towards the goal, towards the results, towards success. In that case, that happens because people are not thinking anymore. They are in another situation. They are led by the heart, by the soul. They are in the flow. How many times we say, let the flow guide you? Many times. Let things happen. We say that. What does that mean? That means let your heart, which is the place where your soul resides, flow. And just let yourself go with the flow. Okay? If I'm not into that, it means that I just separated from that, then I judge because I'm not happy. And my unhappiness, my uncomfortability is due to the others. Go with the flow. Exactly, Bianca. But there's more into this mirror. Isn't it interesting? Well, so the second mirror is the mirror of the people that manipulate. Well, when we criticize, we manipulate, but that always happens. We all are very manipulative people. We live in a very judgmental, criticizing culture, and also manipulating culture. But we don't have to use those terms in a negative way. We just have to accept them as a way of behaving. We've been educated that way, okay? What is manipulating? What does manipulating means? It means a way of changing the reality. And we would like the reality to be different because we think that in a different reality we would be happy. Okay? But we do happen to be judgmental. All of us criticize. All of us. We all criticize in many different ways. And we criticize, this is another very interesting point, according to the fact that we have a thought about ourselves. I'll explain myself better. If I think I'm a very honest person, I criticize all the dishonest people. And no matter, as long as I'm into this situation, I will always find dishonest people because I have to see my second mirror. And I have to see that I have what I call, actually, Greg Braden also, but in the as in mirrors, this is the way they call it, an emotional charge. It's not just an emotional involvement, it's more. It's an emotional charge onto the fact that I'm very honest. So I start from something I am to judge all the others that are not. What do I have to change then in order for the second mirror to be integrated, to be transformed? The emotional charge I have on that point. because it's like if I stand in life, say, I'm a very honest person, in such an arrogant way that it doesn't work. If I am honest, really, truly, from the heart, I don't think of saying it. I don't have the need to show it off. I just am honest. And this way, I do not criticize the dishonest people. Doesn't mean that I have to approve them, no, or appreciate them, no, not at all. But they don't interfere in my life anymore. If my car gets stolen every month, there's something I have to understand. I hate thieves because I think I would never take something away from anybody in life, and I feel that I'm proud of that. I will keep having my car stolen every month, because I don't need to be proud of being honest, of not being a thief. Let's see what Bianca says. So we have to accept what is different from us. We tend to remain in our comfort zone. We prefer to stay with what we know instead of exploring others' reality. This is the sense. Actually, I think you've gone a little forward, Bianca. This is a very interesting topic anyhow. It's not that we don't accept to, oh, there's more, sorry. Oh, Mariella, hi. Let's see also what Mariella says, and I'll answer to both of you. I don't need to feel expectation of my proximus to realize my happiness. Exactly, I am enough for myself. Yes, I must feeling better with myself. Yes, focus on those things, situations which are the better way to happiness. Without stranger judgments and thoughts, nobody can give any contribution to my happiness. Only me, my soul, my heart, my mind, and a better balance between them all. Great, that's it, Mariella. Great. Getting back to Bianca, is not that we want to explore something different. This mirror speaks about the way we consider ourselves. If I just think of myself, I'm a very honest person, and I'm proud of it, and I say it loud, and if I start to kind of stand there with a sign this big saying I'm a very honest person in an arrogant way, then I will find dishonest people around me to make me understand that actually I'm not honest the correct way. I have an emotional charge on that part of myself. And as long as we have emotional parts, charges on part of ourselves, we are split from our soul. We're not together with our soul, because our soul simply is manifest without saying I'm honest. Our soul is honest. Stop and behave accordingly. It doesn't feel the need to state it, to show it, to be rewarded for being so. Okay, could I make it more clear, Bianca, this way? So, this is a mirror, if I summarize, about betrayal, expectation, controlling the others, and the emotional charge we put on one of our aspects, even if it is a positive aspect. Okay? When we love with our heart, we don't have expectations. Oh, love Cash, nice to have you back here. How are you? So, as I said before, to summarize, if we criticize people that actually steal, this is because we put an excessive accent on being honest, on ourselves being honest. And we have to rebalance the way we think of ourselves, of that aspect of ourselves. Okay? Otherwise, even a beautiful aspect of ourselves, positive aspect of ourselves, if we show it off that way, becomes something negative. If I say of myself, I'm a very honest person, this way, you don't get a nice feeling from that. I sound arrogant. So I have to go back being honest in a very natural way. Bianca, finding yourself is just a bit not what we really are. Yeah, we can be honest, Bianca. We can be that. It's the way we consider that part. We sort of transformed a positive part of ourselves into something excessively good to show off. And that's not what our soul wants to do. Our soul is honest and keeps being so. Doesn't care about if the others see it or not. Okay, this is what is the meaning of emotional charge. Emotional charge, not just emotional involvement, an emotional charge. Okay, another little thing. When, as I said, this mirror also tells us that we are not focusing on our purpose correctly. If we focus on our purpose, if the purpose is aligned with our soul, when we get to the purpose, we reach happiness in life, complete happiness in life. And no, nothing will ever take that away from me. Why? Because that is an expression of my soul. That desire, the thing I want that makes me happy, belongs to my soul, emanates from my soul, is an expression of my soul. So it's something that starts from my soul and manifests into reality, but belongs to me. I become my wish, I become my success, I become my desire. And I am the wish, I am the desire, I am the success. I don't own my wish, I don't own that object, I don't own the success, I am. That's why nothing will ever happen that can take that away from me. Anna Maria, for example, if I feel the best translator in the world and I wish that everyone could have this, and I look at the other as the worst, which part of the second mirror I reflect? This is not a proper example, Anna Maria, because I would like you to tell me what sort of feeling you have when you say, I'm the best in the world, best translator in the world. You feel like the most precise, the most accurate, the one that studied the most. This is the emotional part. When you say, I'm the best translator in the world, what is the feeling that moves you to say that way? Exactly, Anna Maria. I am because I am. Just that. Great, great. So if I say that, one of the exercises that actually we do to understand how this mirror shows is when you hate, for example, dishonest people, what sort of feelings you have. If you had to finish up the sentence, I can't stand that type of people because I am what? Try to fill out that sentence to understand where there is the emotional charge, if there is an emotional charge. If we are in the second mirror right now, maybe we are not. I'm superior. Maybe I'm superior. Okay, if I need to feel to be superior and I say I am superior, I'm better than them, what feeling do I have? They're not doing enough to be, they didn't study enough. What is the feeling? Where is the charge? You see, when I work, I have it right here. When I work with the soul, the dance of the soul, with the second mirror, we go back to an event that we criticized that raised our rage, our anger within ourselves, and we try to fill out the sentence, I get mad because I am this way and I cannot stand them being that way. And then the second part is I disengage myself from the arrogance and the emotional charge I have on considering myself the way you do. This is the exercise we do about the second mirror. Okay. So, are you ready to go to the third mirror? No, some people are asking me, when are you going to do that on Italian? Angela, I'll do that next Thursday. I'll just say this little word in Italian. Angela, giovedì. Okay, are you all ready to go to check the third mirror? The third is a mirror. Is it clear so far? Can we move forward? Oh, the third mirror is very interesting because it's about love at first sight, falling in love. Hi, Maria Cristina. Falling in love. The third mirror wants to tell us why and how we fall in love. And mostly, why we fall in love with certain people. Love, love, and love. Okay, Anna Maria, I think you're ready. Okay, great. So, briefly, the third mirror tells us that when we fall in love, it speaks actually about love at first sight, which is something different from actually falling in love. Anyway, it says that when we happens to fall in love at first sight, we actually fall in love with parts of ourselves that we had to let go, to give up to. We couldn't manifest, we couldn't let out free. We couldn't put to achievement, to realization. And so actually, we fall in love with ourselves. Yes, Bianca, this is a big topic. We fall in love with parts of ourselves we gave up to. As I said briefly, the 7 essence mirrors wants us to integrate all our parts. So this mirror shows us the parts we gave up to in order to become, remember, the one and the whole. One very important thing about this mirror. We might fall in love with people of our same sex because they might bring to us parts of ourselves we have forgotten. Very quick and easy explanation about why we might find occur in some situations in our lives. When we, in our mind, in our subconscious actually, we think that the person our partner, has sometimes the role of complete us. But no one is here to complete the others. We are the ones that have to become the one and whole. So we have to integrate our part. The other person is not there to fill up the parts we're missing of. Our partner is not there to fill out the parts we're lacking of. But our subconscious thinks we are here, that our partner is supposed to do it. And that is because our culture has always told us that we are half an apple that has to find the other half. And this is very wrong. This way, we will always think we are unable to do anything because we're missing a part of us, a very important, a half of us, which is not little, a half of us, and without it, we will never be complete. We will never be a whole. This is so wrong. This is really something so against our evolution. It tells us that we are not enough. It's crazy, isn't it? Anyway, we do have the sensation the other person should complete us. But we attract people according to other affinities when we are alike, not according to our real complementarity. We would like to find someone complementary to us. But we attract people that are similar to us. Similar, why? Because they have to remind to us of parts of ourselves that we are not considering. So what happens? You know that love at first sight leads to be passionate and to live passion. But passion can last hardly it lasts for a very short period of time. After that time, when passion ends, I have the chance to see the other person for what she or he is. And then I have to make a choice. I understand if actually I can fall in love with that person, because there are actually things in common that we have with each other that can help us to grow up together, to settle life together, at least a part of our life together. Or actually, we have nothing to do with each other, nothing to say to each other, and then the best thing is to separate. So when it does happen that you fall in love with someone, mostly at first sight, the first question you should ask yourself is, what does this person has that I am missing? Because actually, we are missing those parts. We are attracting from the ones that have them. You know, one of the reasons why important managers or people that really deal with, or people in the financial field, that, you know, feel like they have the aspect, they have the aspect of people very strong, that really very confident with themselves, they always have the right answers. They might fall in love with women that are maybe childish, that think only of clothes and bags and shoes. Why? Because those women somehow are still children, sorry. And so maybe in their lives they had to become very materialistic because they couldn't be children. And they miss that part that just lives life as a game in a very shallow way. You know, that's one of the reasons. Let's see what Anna Maria says. How is it possible to explain when someone so beautiful, clever, and lovely falls in love with someone lazy and also stupid? I just answered to that. I answered to that. Because maybe I have a part of myself. I couldn't allow myself to be lazy and to be silly when I was young because of why do we give up to those parts? When we fall in love, okay, in your example is very accurate and a very, it just comes at the right time, Anna Maria, thanks for that. Because it's not, when we fall in, when we give up to those parts, when those parts manifest into another person, in order for us to see them and to accept them, they are brought to the extreme. So if in my childhood I wanted to be somehow lazy and silly in a normal way, and I couldn't allow myself to do that for many different reasons, okay, I keep not seeing those parts because I don't want to see that other people can allow themselves to be so while I couldn't do it, till the time the situation blasts. I have to see that. I have to take that into account, and I have to solve that. Marielle, I can fall in love with you if I love myself. I'm conscious of my best feelings, and so I am rich of love. My self-esteem works well, and I have lots of offering a love relationship. Being happy, in peace with myself, to live happiness, keep receiving, to be loved, and should focus. No, pity the man I fall in love. Yes, of course, you're right, Marielle. In order to love myself, thank you, very precise and accurate comments that allows me to go further and explain you better. If in order to love myself, I have to accept all of my parts. Those parts I neglected because they made me believe that if I wouldn't neglect, if I wouldn't throw those parts of myself away, if I wouldn't give up to those parts, someone next to me I thought I couldn't live without would leave me. We do that, you know. Our parents have expectations on us. Some of them have been declared clearly. Some of them have been unconsciously transmitted to us. But both ways we received it. And both ways we wanted to make our parents happy. And so maybe what they wanted for us meant for us to give up to a certain part, certain behavior. And in order to keep being loved by them, be supported by them, we did. We neglected parts of ourselves. So, we couldn't be the one and whole since the childhood, you know. It's to separate ourselves, tear ourselves into different parts, starts early in our life. It's very important, very important. So, when we fall in love at first sight, what happens? That we are asking ourselves to become a whole again, to reconnect, to link back to those parts we gave up, we had to forget. So, once we fall in love, mostly when there is passion, okay, love at first sight, I keep saying this, we have to ask what this person means to me. So, what parts of myself is this person there to reconnect myself with? Is this person just a reflection of myself? Or is this person the real one, the one I really feel I can fall in love with in order to be happy? Wow. I hope I could explain you these two mirrors deep enough. As you can see, the 7 essence mirrors really tells much more than only one single book that has been written on them can say. And I do believe that so far they haven't been thoroughly understood. There will be more, because they really go so further into the human soul in order to help us reconnect with our real self, that I do believe there is even more. So the essence were really, really ahead. We're really advanced into the human soul's reconnections. Okay, if you have any other questions, or wow, there are some other comments I haven't seen. Thank you. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. I haven't read your last comments. Okay, I'm glad that all this was clear enough, because there's so much. I hope you find them fascinating as I do. And I love to deal with these mirrors, mostly with the soul density, because we do some exercise, we use our body, we do interact with each other, and you know, they really give us they really topics to give us the opportunity to see parts of ourselves right there. So, yes, Anna Maria, all the 7 mirrors are very important. So tonight we will stop here, and we'll keep on going with the other next 2 mirrors. So the 4th and the 5th next Tuesday. The 4th is about dependency, and the 5th is, we could say, about mother and father, the relationship between mother and father and how it has been influencing our life. Actually, you will find out that the 5th mirror is about roles and how defining roles in life stops our evolution. Okay, thank you very much for being here tonight too. I'll see you next Tuesday. Hope you will be with me for next journey through the 7 mirrors next time too. And I hope that all we have been saying tonight can be of any good use to you. So try to reflect, to see the reflections in your mirrors in order not to reflect with your body, with your behavior, but to shine with your soul. Thank you very much. See you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.